since it is now so expensive to promote a movie, tremendously costly, the producers are often looking for ways to get some money back and some promotions as well. This can be a matter of putting a product in the background of a scene. It can be a matter of actually writing dialogue into a script.
What is it with single men and V8 juice?
You do not realize that Taco Bell was the only restaurant to survive the franchise wars.
All I was a Pepsi.
Or it can involve what I like to call the plug deluxe, which is a shot of the star actually using and enjoying the product, which is, I suppose, worth its weight in gold to the advertiser. Product placement, to put it very simply, is a practice that turns movies into outright commercials.
It's Miller time!
There's the moment in Good Will Hunting where we see Matt Damon and Ben Affleck carrying their Dunkin' Donuts tumblers to the car, which is fine. Dunkin' Donuts is a Boston institution, but the fact that they hold the tumblers so that those logos are faced directly into the camera, that makes it a plug and therefore not realistic. You've got a very good thriller called Internal Affairs. But all of a sudden, there are these logos staring at me like a couple of big eyes. And at that point, the movie just kind of stops for a second. Same thing happens in Summer of Sam. You've got all these guys sitting around in a diner drinking their Pepsis, and Spike Lee, the director of many a TV commercial, has the logos facing the camera. And there again, suddenly, that's what we see, that's what we notice. It upstages everybody. There's a particularly rich example of concentrated placement from the mid-'80s when Columbia Pictures was purchased by Coca-Cola. And they started writing whole scenes into movies that were about Coke. For example, there's the John Candy comedy, Who's Harry Crumb?
Sherry? No fruit, thank you.
Really pointless, but striking as an example of utterly gratuitous product placement.
Coke? No, thank you. Mix them together, get a cherry Coke.
We see the Cola Wars coming to the movies in a film called Missing, which is produced by Columbia, which was owned by Coca-Cola. Missing was a film about an American student who was murdered, and in the film, we see repeatedly images of Pepsi and the Pepsi logo associated with the Pinochet regime and the soldiers and the bad guys, and Coca-Cola associated with the Americans, the good guys.
A la vida.
Olive.
To life.
We all know through the strategic placement of products that advertisers colonize space, all kinds of space. But we don't necessarily think about the way in which advertisers colonize time. And by time, I mean history. Our notions of the past, our notions of the future. So that we see a product in a film that's allegedly about the 1950s, and it gives that product an inevitability, as if it was always there.
I guess I'll have a salad and an Evian water.
Or we see the same product in the future, in a futuristic movie, as if it's always going to be there.